Well, folks, I'm pretty certain that this is the most brain-dead, busted, and at the same time fun piece of shit build I've ever played in Diablo 4. Now you're probably thinking, why is it a piece of shit though? Well, my beautiful friend, the gear on this thing is the most atrocious gear possible. I just slapped on some random gear pieces, re-rolled it, and started decimating all of the toughest content in the game with ease. Not only that though, the build is so goddamn easy to play that I did all of that blindfolded, tied up with a ferret, nibbling on my ballsack just to make the game an actual challenge. Oh, you don't believe me? Well then, ask this guy.
I'm getting the feeling of coming at home, I'm getting the feeling of coming, so I'm coming day and night.
Yeah, I thought so. So what makes the build so disgustingly strong? Firstly, the Necromancer minions got a massive buff in Season 4, and I truly mean massive. Here are a few that wasn't in the game before. Minions now inherit our stats. That means that they actually deal damage now, unlike before where they were just dead weight. Pun intended. Blood Mist got buffed to not slow you, making us fast as fuckboy. Golem grants us unstoppable, so we don't have to die in every goddamn crowd control. Blizz made the minions more aggressive. The unyielding commander aspect got buffed to instead grant damage. The cult leader legendary node doubled their damage. And a lot more. Don't worry though, we'll cover everything you need to blast this amazing build and get hyped up for the new season. And also, this is one of the few bonkers builds that wasn't completely bugged out on the PTR, which is pretty neat. Alright, now let's take a look at how the build works. The basics are pretty simple. Just let the minions do all the work, LMAO. This is one of the reasons the build is strong. By just staying far away, we're able to avoid all mechanics in the game as our minions are taking the beating. And if they die, you just summon them again, because you'll have unlimited amounts of corpses that spawn. On top of that, we have a corpse tendril the size of your wife's ass. By having this, we can simply pull in the entire galaxy, drop a Decrepify on them, and start blasting them down. Since you're able to pull in a gazillion amounts of enemies, your cooldowns will also reset instantly, making us invulnerable via Blood Mist resetting. Alright, that's the basics. I think you need some gear and aspects now to fully appreciate the epicness that is this build. Just try not to puke when you see my shitty gear, alright? To start off, we have the helmet. This one is rather disgusting, but check out the insane new stats that we can get. 3 ranks to Golem Mastery means a whopping 75% multiplicative damage to our Golem. Like, bruh. And that's on a goddamn helmet. And on top of that, we can get it nearly everywhere. And that, my friends, is how you make your Golem deal big stonks. You can also get double corpse tendril size on all of these pieces. So if you thought my flowers were large, just imagine making them double the size LMAO. As aspect, Juggernaut is still the best. This one is of course minimal roll, as this character is a piece of shit. For chest, we have this. Same story here. Ranks to Golem Mastery is mandatory, as well as corpse tendril size. When it comes to the other stats, you usually want to prioritize defensives on most pieces since stuff hits like a goddamn motherfuck truck, a goddamn mother truck. Save that one nicely. In Season 4, you'll also want to stack damage reduction aspects wherever possible, as it has been removed from gear pieces. Therefore, the hardened bones aspect is the way to go here. For gloves, these are actually pretty great. We have the stats that we want here, and also the explosive mist aspect to reduce the cooldown of Blood Mist. Per usual, it's minimally rolled, and if you get a better one, then you would reset the cooldown with ease. To cover up your family jewels, you're going to need a pair of pants. These ones, for example. Just slap on some defensives, ranks to Golem Mastery, and an Occult Dominion aspect, and you'll be good to go. This aspect was changed from Season 3, where it only granted skeletal mages before, but now also grant us skeletal warriors. Now ideally, you would get movement speed on your boots to reach the movement speed cap of 100%. I can't be asked running though, so I don't give a shit. The Bloodgetter's aspect is also absolutely bonkers. An aspect that has been reworked from before, now granting us increased damage as well as healing. When it comes to the weapon, I'm rocking this one. You can see that it's now possible to get attack speed on weapons, which is sick. This can also be done on your jewelry, and with jewelry I mean rings and amulet, and not your ball sack. I unfortunately got chance for bone spears to hit twice here, since I'm using the same weapon as in a previous build. Shout out to myself. As aspect, we have the unyielding commander's aspect. This one used to grant attack speed, but now instead doubles the damage of our minions. Quite possibly the strongest aspect in the game for us, as we're able to spam Army of the Dead constantly when we reset our cooldowns. And next is the amulet. Here we can grab just massive amounts of movement speed and cooldown reduction, which is yummy as fuck. We're also grabbing the reanimation aspect for some big damn, of course. And lastly, the rings. Here you can see a pair of absolute trash. There are so many nasty good stats you can grab on the rings that you can barely go wrong, and yet I got these pieces of shits. Oh well, the inner calm aspect can grant a whopping 30% multiplicative damage, while AFKing and grasping veins is able to grant absolutely bonkers amounts of crit chance and crit damage. Definitely a mandatory aspect here. Well, shit, good job, friends. Gear and aspects now done. Let's check out my highly intellectual skill tree. But first, subscribe for fuck's sake. To cover the first pieces of my amazing skill tree, I requested the help of Ziz. Take it away, my man.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck is with this fucking Ziz cunt, bro?
Cheers, I couldn't have said it any better. Next, we max out our Blood Mist to reduce its cooldown, and also grabbing Enhanced and Ghastly Blood Mist to get some more corpses. Spiked armor is absolutely bonkers, allowing us to cap out our armor around 17,000 with ease. We obviously pick up Skeletal Warrior Mastery so they don't fucking die il Mao, and also picking Grim Harvest and Fueled by Death as our main source of essence as well as some damage. We then head over to the curse skills, aka something I'm extremely proficient at in my videos, and pick up Death's Embrace for that sick DPS amplify damage. Simply amplifies our damage. Yeah, a pretty solid name. And then we have Decrepify. This skill is actually amazing. Not only does it grant damage reduction, but as you know by now, it is also what resets our cooldowns instantly via Abhorrent Decrepify. After that, we pick up Corpse Tendrils as well as Enhanced and Plagued Corpse Tendrils to get that galaxy-wide pull with ease. We also have Necrotic Carapace here, which is how we max out our Fortify for some extra damage reduction. We then head on over to the ultimates and pick up pretty much anything minion related. Golem Mastery is what carries this build, as we were able to get up to 13 ranks of this monstrosity, and if I'm not a fucking idiot, then that calculates to be a 325% damage increase for our big boy Golem. Pretty mad. We then grab Army of the Dead, as it will boost our minion damage by 100%, as well as summon all of our dead buddies. And then we pick up these passives, simply for some extra damage. And lastly, the key passive. Now here is something important, so drop your pecker for a sec and listen up, goddammit. If you didn't know this, some Papega coded attack speed in this game to have 2 different buckets, and both of these are capped at 100%. Here's a screenshot of the buckets. Before Season 4, we didn't really need to give a shit about this, since attack speed was difficult to find, but now it's easier than my girlfriend after a few glasses of wine. Anyways, this one is in the same bucket as attack speed on gear, which sucks, and means that we don't have to get as much on our gear. Don't worry though, I'll provide you with a fully min-maxed planner as Season 4 is about to launch, so you won't have to give a damn about it. Well, that's the skill tree done. Let's also check out my Book of the Dead to see what the hell my minions are up to. Let's just enjoy watching this fat fuck dying first, though. Hell yeah, gazillion shakos, and you know it, baby. Guess not. Firstly, we have the skeletal warriors. These kind of sucks ass, so we're mainly just using to take a beating as well as spawn some corpses for us. The skeletal mages also kind of sucks, but not as bad as the skeletal warriors because they're able to deal some nice damage for us. We're also grabbing upgrade 1 here to get that mad DPS upgrade. And lastly, the Big Daddy Golem. Blood Golem is by far the best in my opinion, and I'm rocking the second upgrade for a massive 50% damage increase. This one is also pretty good, granting us a whopping 30% damage reduction, but I'm mainly gaming to see Big Daddy numbers, so that's not really for me. Alright, nicely done. Let's check out my amazing Paragon board now. As of recording all the gameplay, my Paragons were not fully optimized, and I could easily have dealt double the damage, which is actually insane. Now they are fully min-maxed, however. So enjoy it, my friends. We're starting off by picking the Undaunted Glyph for an easy 10% damage reduction, and also a pretty decent damage increase. After that, we go to the Flesh Eater board. What I love about Necromancers are that their Paragons are absolutely fucking busted. Just check out this thing. Easy 40% damage, yes thank you. We're socketing control here to deal huge amounts of damage, while Corpse Tendrils is up as well as when we stagger bosses. We then go to the Cult Leader board and grab the Legendary Node for yet another easy 45% damage for our minions. After that, we socket Essence for some easy multiplicative crit damage. As fourth board, we have the Hulking Monstrosity, which is coincidentally what I also call my dick. 100% damage for our Golem, yeah, that's balanced. I'm also using this board as fourth, so we can grab the rare nodes here with ease. Also grab the Dead Razor Glyph for an extra 15% damage multiplier. We then head on over to the Scent of Death board, grabbing the Legendary Node for damage reduction, or Big Damn, and socketing Golem to buff our big boy even more. And lastly, we go all the way over to the Bloodbath board just to socket Corporeal for an easy 10% multiplicative damage and movement speed. Well shit son, that's the Paragons done. Only some insane gameplay left, so you know how to get good like your man, Paragaming. Fortunately enough, this build is the most brain-dead build ever, so I think you'll catch on quickly. Let's start with a 200 pit. At the start of every dungeon, you're going to pop Army of the Dead. This will both summon your minions and grant them rabies or whatever, because they'll be mad as fuck and start blasting everything. Whenever a corpse spawns, you can pop the flower aka Corpse Tendril. It'll pull in the whole state of Alabama, so you're forced to break up some incestuous behavior as they're stacked up by blasting them down quickly. You simply pop a Decrepify on them, hop into Blood Mist for invulnerability, and let your minions kill them, and your cooldowns should also reset at the same time. Then it's simple. Just repeat every pull, and you should also have your cooldowns up every time and clear the toughest content with ease. Alright, now you're a professional at destroying the toughest dungeons in the game. Let's also check out how to kill the uber bosses. If you have no clue what the hell these are, it's basically an uber boss that is 10 times more difficult. Now here's where things get real tricky, but not because it's difficult, only because you might get bored out of your mind. Since your minions easily tank the bosses for you, all you need to do is stand on the other side of the room and keep summoning them, and the boss will die eventually. Absolutely perfect for when you need to boost some newbies, because you have 0% chance of dying El Mao. And that, my friends, is the most brain-dead build in Diablo 4. Are you excited for Season 4 yet? Wait, what, no? Well, fuck you then. I guess I'll just see you in the next one.